Hey everybody, Backpacker Luke here. Today I've noticed that there is a giant growth in popularity of the hobby of getting outdoors and doing outdoor activities, and I think that's amazing. So with all of that, I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered what the difference is between backpacking and hiking? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So today we're going to be talking about hiking versus backpacking, the key differences and the pros and cons of each of them. And just really quick, the benefits of just each of these activities is really similar. They both get you outdoors. They both keep you fit and enjoying nature and all that kind of stuff. They get you away from TV and cities and people and busyness. And also it's a great way to detox from life. A lot of people take these kind of hiking trips and backpacking trips to sort of have a break from all the normal things of life. So I think it's really great, and the benefits of this hobby, of both of these hobbies, are fantastic. So a lot of people are confused between the terms of hiking and backpacking. They end up seeming to think that they're the same thing, and they kind of use them interchangeably. The reason for this really is that they actually do have a lot of similarities. It's kind of like half a nuance and half semantic, and then also the other half is actually very legitimate, and there are big differences between the two. But people do use them interchangeably a lot of times just because they are a very similar hobby, at least on the front end of everything. Some of the distinct characteristic differences between hiking and backpacking. First off, there's different equipment that is needed for hiking. You really just need a pair of shoes, like day shoes, that you can just kind of go probably like 15 miles in. Maybe if you're doing a day hike, a lot of people won't even do 15 miles in a day hike. Water. You don't need much of a water filter, if any. You just carry enough water with you. You can really bring almost any backpack you want to. You can also bring pretty much any food you want to, all that kind of stuff. All you need is anything that you would need for a normal day, plus a first aid kit and maybe bear repellent, that kind of stuff, depending on where you are in the country. But it's really just like whatever you need for that one day, because at the end of the day, you're going to be heading home. With backpacking, it's actually very different. So you need a higher level of expertise. It is still something you can get into entry level, but backpacking, you do need a higher level of expertise to be able to get into it. And you also need to have the gear that's going to be able to sustain you for multiple days at a time. So backpacking, you're going to be out there for multiple days. You're going to be sleeping out there. So you need sleeping gear, you need tent, you need sleeping bag, you probably need a sleeping pad. You need food that can pack well for multiple days, that doesn't spoil. You're going to want lighter gear. You're also going to want water filters, bear repellent, bug spray, all that kind of stuff. There's a whole list of gear that you're going to need. The amount of preparation for a backpacking trip is completely separate and different, and on like a much higher level than what you would need for a hiking trip. So understanding the difference between those two is very important. And if you are not in the hobby of, especially of backpacking, the differences at first might seem very like superficial, but once you actually start talking about hiking versus backpacking, you see that there's a really big gap in skill, and also predominantly planning. What kind of planning is needed for a hiking trip versus a backpacking trip? Okay, so the main difference between hiking and backpacking is hiking, you go home at the end of the day. Backpacking, you at the end of the day are still on the trail and you are essentially camping. So if I can make this just kind of like really simple thing for you, hiking, you go home at the end of the day. Backpacking, you are hiking every day and then camping and then hiking again. And backpacking, you are usually trying to get from point A to point B, and the only way to do that is on a trail while sleeping on the trail and not getting off the trail for multiple days, and then with the exception of maybe a resupply day, but that's a whole other different thing. But that's like the giant difference between hiking and backpacking is you're spending a night on the trail, whereas hiking, you generally are not. A day hike versus backpacking. So I hope that has been helpful for you, just knowing those little differences there. If you are looking into getting into backpacking, I really hope you are. It's a fantastic hobby, and I hope that you learn to appreciate it. Please go to my channel and look at videos. I do videos on backpacking. Go find some other backpacking YouTubers, that sort of thing, people who can tell you what you need to know. I would love to help you in any way I can, so feel free to leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel so you always see my new videos. Like the video to help me out. But ask any questions that you want to in the comments. I'm happy to help any way I can with any gear questions or planning questions or what you need to be doing or what you can think about. Whatever it is, I just really want to help you guys get out there and experience the trail in a safe, fun manner that leaves no trace on the trail, and that also just kind of gives you this great experience of the outdoors. So I really hope that's been helpful for you. It's a hobby that I absolutely love and that I constantly pursue, and I hope it's a hobby that you can pursue as well. So until then, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.